So we picked up our anchor this morning at about 6:30 from the passage between Carragara Island and Lamb Island. We're there for probably 3 or 4 days. And anyway, we are cruising through the Coomera passage at the moment. And the tide is rising. So we haven't hit the ground yet, but there's a shallow spot in front of us and we want the tide to come up just a little bit more so that cruise over it with no problems. But yeah, looks like we might be getting in for a shower. Hopefully we'll have anchored by then. 0.6, 0.5, 0.4,
0.5, going up already. Plenty of space. I don't know what you're worried about.
Bit of rain coming.
Getting drenched here.
Raining a little bit. Oh, I'm getting wet.
You're
Can
getting
you
wet.
steer a bit differently? I'm getting wet now.
It's dripping down off the 50.
Oh. Little bee, what is eggs covered in nectar, but stuck to the deck because it's wet. Sea lice are out. Must be a pub or something nearby that we don't know about.
Yeah, a lot of boats.
A lot of jet skis. Still haven't hit the ground yet. So we got into slipping sands a little bit before lunchtime today. And despite all the jet skis and boats and things like that racing past us, it's quite a peaceful anchorage. Some people were actually pretty courteous and they slowed down as they went past the boat and sped up again after. That was pretty nice. And we saw a police boat this morning, but he was definitely not doing 6 knots, so I kind of get the feeling that the speed limit doesn't get enforced too much around these parts. But yeah, anyway, it's a nice enough spot. We've had a bit of rain today, but it looks like it's kind of dried up for a while. There's a few clouds in the sky, so the rain might come in tonight, but anyway, we're all set. Moving on to Hope Island tomorrow to pick up our post and our very highly missed AIS transponder, which hasn't worked the entire time that we've been out on this trip. So an AIS is like a radar using VHF and GPS satellite signals. It only works if the other vessel has a similar unit installed. It is incredibly useful for showing our position in relation to other ships. It shows a range of information like their magnetic bearing, range or distance from us, and their speed over ground. A number of alarms can also be set up if the device calculates a collision. Looking forward to getting it back and fixing it. Find out what's the problem with it. But yeah, anyway, that's it for now.
What you doing, Liam?
Putting some new zip ties on the chain to let we know how much chain we're putting out, and we put the chain down so that obviously changes when we anchoring different depths of water. We're just doing end for end on the chain because well, this end here has been sitting in the locker, that's why it's so wide, and then this end's been the usable end, so we're going to swap it around. And now that will be the chain that sits on the bottom of the ocean, and that end there will probably be, well, it will be sitting in the anchor locker.
So this is the anchor, the bow roller that we've been using, and this is the other one that we haven't been using. But, there's a significant amount of wear.
So what happened yesterday? We had our engine mounts replaced because we have had a little bit of excessive knocking going on in the stern tube, and that is a good indication that the engine mounts need to be changed. I'm not sure if I realized at this point how long and exhausting this job was going to turn into. The long story short is that there was a lot of ducking and diving by the mechanics, leaving bolts loose, leaving out washers, and just complete misalignment between the engine and propeller. An 8-hour job turned into 38. They had to come back 3 times. One mechanic turned into 3. A relatively simple job, completely hacked up. Anyway, we managed to get a satisfactory job in the end, but I'm sure they never want to see me again. So today is sticking day. We're about to grab the boat, because nobody knows what the boat's called when we're coming towards them. Look at this. Look at this one there. Look at this one there.
Yeah.
We didn't get it completely straight, but we didn't have any spares, so it was either crooked or nothing, so we left it crooked. So doing engine work again today, and we've had a bit of a coolant leak for a little while, and it seems to be getting a little bit worse. I've dealt with this issue before. It's coming from the thermostat housing. Last time actually, well, I put a paper gasket on there. That wasn't, I think it just got all soggy and stuff. So I've gone to the shop and bought some silicone, high temperature silicone, and so we're gonna make a silicone gasket. It's been 24 hours and our little plate is now set. And I've just nipped up the bolts again, and we've got a nice little bead of silicone around the plate, so that should seal. So we fill the level of the coolant just to the top of the heat exchanger, and then we'll get the motor going and start pumping it through the system and just keep topping it up. And then what we'll do is we'll close the top and fill up that expansion tank. We've also set up the meter, electrical meter on the battery. See that the alternator's working properly, because when the mechanics were here, they buggered one of the field wires, so they had to join it back up together, and I wasn't able to test it then and there because, well, I had no coolant in the engine. So they got away with testing it, but we've agreed that if they've broken it, well, that's just our tough luck. I can't have them back here again. We'll just see if this meter starts reading a charge from the alternator. What's happening?
That's what I was going to ask you. You're cleaning the boat.
Getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Time is coming.
Getting everything scrubbed.
I think we're going to be, we have the tent coming tomorrow, so hopefully the sails will be here Wednesday or Thursday. We'll be out of here by Friday.
So you're getting the boat all scrubbed and clean.
On the top side anyway. We took the sails in to be stitched up in a few places. They did quite a good job all around, except for a few spots. So the general quality of the material looks okay still?
Yeah, I mean, again, like you starting to see a bit of the sticky hairs rotted out.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping he's gonna fix that up.
Liam at the top of the mast again. Just doing checks this time. Just got our sails back. So making sure everything is okay.
So today I found myself patching up our porter boat dinghy again. More plastic has broken. And this time it is the seats. So yeah, we have to do some patch up before we have no seats, and then we can't hold the boat open at all. So as we've said in previous videos, it's just falling to bits underneath our noses. We figure if we just keep trying to patch it up, and you know, we should get at least another 6 months in it before we end up having to throw this out and start again with something different. But it's just so much of a mission to go and try and claim the warranty, because the guys just, they give you one word answers. It's not worth the hassle. So I'm going to go ahead and put some aluminium angle iron on the top corners of the seats where the plastic's cracked, and we'll rivet that on, and we'll put some silicone adhesive on before we rivet that all on. So that should make it fairly strong for a while anyway.
It's really windy out today.
See, that bracket's already broken once. Should actually just drill that out and take it off. No point in being there. These brackets over here broken off, and I've actually had to weld little plates up and make another plan because yeah, they broke off really early on in the piece.
It's pretty clean, to be honest. Right, I've got it on video this time. 3, 2, 1, and go!
So today's job was putting the rub strip on the side of the boat, because where we pull our furling line in, it rubs against the side of the fiberglass and it's digging a hole in it. So what they had before was just like a sticker, like a strip of something. I guess it was fiberglass impregnated or something like that. And anyway, through being through the sun and all that, it's just kind of deteriorated. So we've gone and found a stainless steel strip, and we are mounting that on. So we had to drill some holes inside the boat, which I hate doing, but we've done it, and everything's gone well. Actually, holes are all lined up. So we did see a little bit of wood coming throughout one of the holes. So I'm going to go and mix up some 2-pack Everseal and just fill that hole up with a bit of epoxy and then drill it out again so that wood doesn't get affected if it ever does leak a little bit. But yeah, that should solve the problem of gouging chunks out of the side of the boat. So we bought this Ronstand winch handle when we were in Early Beach, which would have been 6 months ago, and it's the little lever on the front that engages, that locks it into the winch, is completely seized. I paid an absolute fortune for this thing. Not quite sure what to do because it feels like I'm going to break it now trying to fix it. This is another one that we have, and this is what it's meant to do. What are you doing? Are you destroying the boat?
I am, because it's all peeling off like this, which is not good. So we need to oil it. Well, we need to do something, and we've decided to oil it. So all this varnish needs to come off. And then hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to sand it back. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah. Ready to be oiled. What's the day?
Today is Saturday, the 6th of February. Hey, there's like some water stains where water's dripped on this now. Do you reckon that'll be a problem?
No.
Just paint over them?
When did it drip on it?
Oh, in the last couple of days.
Be alright. Next time we go out on Craig's boat and beef up our sailing skills, completing our day skip qualifications, and get ready to sail north and miss the cold winter down south.